what can we learn from ancient stars? Like, what do they tell us?
They give us the snapshot, the fingerprint of what came out of a supernova. We can probe what comes out of a supernova with these stars. That's cool. Because we learn about element production, we learn about stellar evolution, we learn about explosion, how the gas gets dispersed and mixed. It's the whole shebang.
So then, like, did these stars essentially create the universe as we know it today?
They have certainly, created what we call the chemical or driven, really, the chemical evolution of the universe. And that is this steady increase of the heavy elements with time, which ultimately led to the formation of biological life on the Earth. The universe could not form planets very early on because there wasn't enough carbon, enough iron, and enough nothing available, right? So it took quite a few billion years for the universe for the stars collectively to produce all this material.
I did not know that. I had always just assumed that all the elements were there from the beginning.
I know, but it's not the case. Well, actually, let's be detailed about that. Probably almost all the elements were there from day 2.5, but only tiny amount. Then with every stellar generation, a little bit more of all the elements got added to the universe. Right? So that means that today's universe actually looks a little different than yesterday's. That means that the sun, which is a relatively young star, 4.6 billion years old, has a very, very different chemical composition than the guys that I'm looking for, which have almost nothing of the heavy elements in it.
So if you found the second generation stars, for kind of my understanding and perspective, like what generation would our sun be? What generation would we be making now?
So the sun probably formed after something like 1,000 generations. But again, we have to consider sort of, in one spot.
Yeah. It's a generation in each location, not a generation for the universe as a whole.
Right?
Okay.
Because we have to ask the question, what contributed to the chemical enrichment, the element enrichment of the birth cloud that brought forward the sun?
I was really hoping you were going to say like seventh generation, and I wouldn't have this existential fear of the vastness of the universe. Like, oh, it's 1,000 generations.
But it's actually not that much if you think about it, right? I could have said 10 billion because, there are certainly more than 10 billion stars around, right?
Maybe it's the way that I think that like 1,000, there's no difference in my mind between 1,000 and a billion. Like that is such a massive time scale of time that I can't even imagine it.
Well,
so if our sun is the 1,000th, around the 1,000th, one made today would be around the what?
10,000.
This is where I can't. Like I can't. It's not like no. Somebody forgot to carry a one somewhere. Like the universe is really like all this big and this old. That just I can't even understand. Like I believe it and all that. I just can't even comprehend it. I can't even comprehend it.
Yeah. But let's think about our own ancestors, right? I probably have 1,000 generations in my ancestry.
You're right.
I haven't actually done that, but that would be fun to look into. And of course, we have to remember every generation takes its time, right? We are born, and then we have children, and then we die, and then the next generation comes. And the same is true for stars, right? And that's why it's only 1,000 over the course of about 9 billion years, right? It's actually quite reasonable.
When you look at kind of the different generations of stars, are there certain, speaking like universally, right? Like, are there certain generations that kind of stand out in like, oh, that's when that happened? That's when we think that happened. Like generation 713. Woo! That was a big one.
Yeah, I don't really think so. The first generation, that was definitely special, right? Because it formed from this different gas, just the hydrogen and the helium. We like the sun because that's our home star. Otherwise, it's really just kind of plugging along.
is there a chance those first generation stars are still out there?
Probably not. They died instantly, pretty much. But again, never say never, especially in astronomy, where we're in the business of finding that one odd thing in the cosmos. There is a lot of theory and a lot of physics that makes good sense, namely that you have to cool the gas to make a star. And some simulations have been run to figure out, okay, how far could we push this? Maybe in the making of a big star, when it kind of starts to clump, there's a little something breaking off that could possibly become a small star and survive until today.